how to put people in their place. Here we go.
How can you effectively put someone in their place during conflict resolution? So I'm sitting here in the airport reading TikTok comments, and this question came in. And the first thought I had when I read it was, why would you want to do that? Believe it or not, the answer to the question is quite simple. If you want to put someone else in their place during conflict, all you have to do is be a little louder than them and dominate them with your presence. If you're quick-witted, you can try making sharp and decisive counter-arguments to everything they say. And for added effect, you can point your finger at them and make threats. The real question is, what will any of that get you in the end? Look, if you follow me here, you know that I don't advocate for trying to control what other people do during conflict. I'm all about managing the conflict within ourselves because we can't dictate what other people do. Now, if you're the kind of person who feels inclined to put someone else in their place during conflict, ask yourself this question. How would you like to be put in your place? Like, how would you like to be berated, talked down to, or corrected harshly? Because most people would prefer to be respected, listened to, and understood. And when we know that we don't want to be put in our place during conflict, we shouldn't endeavor to do the same thing to someone else. Look, I've told you guys before, the keys to effective conflict resolution are to preserve your character, to maintain your composure, and to focus solely on the things that are within your control. And just because someone else isn't willing to do that, doesn't mean you shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
All right, how to put people in their place. How to put people in their place. Um, let me see. Who want to go first? Let me ask that. Who want to go first? Go ahead, day one. Day West.
This goes back to when I say meek and modest, and it's something sexy about a person that can be meek and modest and talk to you without raising their tone and literally just like their body language and just talk to you like without all that. You don't need aggression to get your point across. You don't need to yell to get your point across, and you don't need any hand motions to get your point across.
Hmm. Okay. I had a follow up question, but maybe I go ahead. One cookie.
You gonna come to me in the most sensitive part of my life. All right. Conflict resolution. Because I'm a teacher, I have learned that the best way to resolve conflict or put someone in their place is with silence or with looking at them a certain type of way or with contacting the person that has power over them. So my panel character, which is a character, is different from my outside of YouTube character. I need people to understand that. On panels, I don't know these people. Sweeney, I mess with Sweeney. Me and Sweeney's smarter than people think. Sweeney get a lot of flack, but a lot of things Sweeney say go over his head. He a caveman. I give him flack for that. Some of the other people I don't know. The ladies, I'm gonna always respect women because I love women. Black women are just everything to me. I have sisters. But as far as putting someone in their place on a panel, we're all good until you cut me off or try to prove a point about a fact that I'm telling you that I've studied and I'm telling you is true and you're calling me a liar. That's when I put somebody in their place. Other than that, I'm not really an argumentative person in real life. I'm quiet. Even anybody in my family will tell you that I'm almost a pushover. I feel like being that person that kind of watches and looks at people because I'm a Gemini and it observes people, um, and maybe says something slick other than being real rowdy about it is more my character. And I think that's the best way to move about it in the actual real world. The internet is something different though. This isn't real. This isn't real to me. No shade. But in the real world, to sit back and look and just look at people kind of like they're crazy. Robert Downey Jr. said something so profound to me. Yes. Drug addict Robert Downey Jr. after he got sober said, sometimes you need to just smile and nod and do it the fuck you want to do anyway. And that is something that I keep with me Because sometimes conflict resolution is okay. And then just, I'm going to do what I want to do anyway. Because at this point, you're just not going to hear me anyway. So I'm not an argumentative person offline, but online, when it's a panel slash debate, yeah, I want to get with you because I'm not able to do it anywhere else because I'm a teacher and I'm a public figure outside of here. And
I
the
have
best
a
way to
question.
do it is silence. Real G's move in silence like lasagna.
I have a question for you, One Cookie. So, you said you're a character on YouTube.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
are you a character on YouTube to be entertaining?
To be fun, for this to be fun. Otherwise, I would get bored because some of the mindsets on here bore me. Not everybody. You're intellectual. I had an amazing time with Lady D. JR's intellect. There's a lot of intellectual people. It just depends on who the panel is.
So, you mean it's fun and entertaining for you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I like to go next. No, I do find it interesting that you are two different. Well, to address what Cookie said, I do find it interesting that you are two different people. Um, it- and I question why. I understand what you're saying with why you do that, but I think that the destructive part of it is the way that appears to people that don't know you. So now uh whatever illusion or thoughts it is that you show and give to people on the internet is going to essentially, in my opinion, especially if it's not authentically you, is going to further put our culture in the shit. You know what I'm saying? The same way that people say that is piss in the dating pool. 9 out of 10, the people that say that are the people that's pissing in the dating pool. You know what I'm saying? So I find that interesting that you that you take on that that idea when this panel is supposed to be enlightening us as a people, much rather than it just being a joke or whatnot.
It's
But
enlightening until people. I gave an example of why I would turn into somebody that I'm not outside of YouTube. When did I say that I turned into somebody that I'm not inside of YouTube? Because anybody that knows me outside of YouTube knows that I'm not a confrontational person. I said it
yeah,
anytime. I gave you an example of when I do turn into my character on YouTube. And we all know that ratings are good because I've been called all kinds of names. Can y'all still hear me?
yeah,
Yeah. See.
I've been called names. I've been called all kinds of things on YouTube and haven't reacted. But the real fact of the matter is, I don't care what, and I can say this, and I've said it to my father. He used to hate it. I don't care what people think about me. But my thing about it is, if I'm speaking facts, I said this before on YouTube, and somebody's coming back at me with an argument about something that I know that's factual, that is what's going to turn on my character of popping off because I'm not outside of this ring a pop off person because I am not in your face. Because if we were in a studio, the conversations would go completely different because there's one mic and sometimes there's 12 mics. I have to make my voice be heard because I know I'm speaking the truth. So if this is a platform to help individuals, and if I'm speaking facts and people don't want to accept the facts, then I'm definitely going to fight for my right to speak my facts. So whether
that's
I call that a character or a split personality or whatever, I do the same thing outside of work. I just do it more calmly. I mean, outside of YouTube, I just do it more calmly. On here, it's we want viewers, right?
But I wouldn't say it's necessarily about the viewers. I do want to make sure that people are actually learning some things because I've learned a lot just by being on these panels. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say I was an angel. with some of the things that I do in my life. But just hearing, I just take the positive from what it is that I'm hearing, and then I may apply it to my life, or I may gain some new knowledge. So I do believe that people generally come to panels like with a goal in mind to be a better representation. And it doesn't go for everybody. One of the things that I think he said in this last clip was that you can't really control. Um, you can't control how people respond to look. I kind of want to run it back a little bit, but did he mention something like that in the clip?
I don't.
In this
You
particular
said
clip?
respond, how they respond or look. I know he
Um,
said definitely
and
how
like
they
up in
respond.
conflict, about how you can't control how people respond in conflict, but you can control yourself.
Right,
So I
right.
think one of the things that was said was that when people act out of character online, you don't necessarily have to respond. You can still
Right.
carry yourself in a manner that's going to speak to the people that are watching, because you don't know who's watching, you don't know who's
Right.
looking, and
Exactly.
some people may be gaining something from the conversation. Some people, when it gets too chaotic, they say, okay, I'm out, because I was coming here and actually thought I was going to get some value. So I do appreciate
Yeah.
the people that offset, because you can't control everybody. Everybody's not gonna, if you think you can control every single person action and what they say, sometimes I never know what's going to happen on the panel, but I'm hoping that the end goal is to bring value. And yeah, and sometimes I can overlook some things, or I can just be a little bit relaxed. And that goes back to me saying that I'm not 100% perfect. Like, I don't get it all the time, but I'm striving to try to be better even in these moments. And hopefully it is a reflection. So I'm in this fight of learning just like y'all.